What's up, guys? Bry2J back with an all-new Yay Toys Plus, and today's review is going to be on the Mezco Toyz 112 Collective Mezco exclusive Vigilante Daredevil. This is the costume that he was sporting throughout the entirety of Season 1, and I've been wanting a figure since, well, Season 1. Now that I finally have it, let's take a closer look and see how awesome this figure is. So really quickly, before I get into the figure, I just wanted to talk about the box. One, Mezco, if you guys are watching this, please, from now on, give us smaller boxes, okay? I'm someone that holds on to their packaging. I prefer small, and I know other people that also prefer small. It's been proven that you can fit tons of accessories inside a smaller box. So think about even you're saving a tree even. I mean, I don't know, just think about it. Small, okay? It's preferred. Alright. Had to like rant or ramble or, whatever. The other thing, now this is for you guys, okay? The back of the box has the artwork, and I love the artwork on these boxes. But the box art is Season 3. In Season 3, he rocked a bandage underneath the bandana and Muay Thai ropes. He wasn't about the batons. He was all about fists. Okay? So, Season 1 figure, Season 3 box art. I'm okay with it. I love the figure. It's not saying, I'm mad that we got the wrong figure. No. It's just different. I didn't expect to see the artwork from a later season, Anyway, so now that I rambled and I ranted, now let's talk about the figure. I want to give a big shout out to Mezco for making this review happen, because I did not expect to have any version of this figure ever. Okay? I saw this figure's prototype at a convention. I forget if it was a toy fair or a Comic-Con in New York. But once the show got canceled, I was fearing that they were going to cancel this figure. And they didn't. And so I'm really, really stoked because I wanted this figure so bad. Because I don't remember any other figure line doing a Vigilante-style Daredevil. If you guys do, please comment down below. I know customizers that were making theirs, but that's about it. Anyway, so this figure is pretty awesome. Is it perfect? No. Is it worth it? Yes. Especially if you're a fan of the character, if you were a fan of the TV show, if you wish that this whole Save Daredevil campaign is just a marketing ploy and you want it back. We don't know what's going on with that, right? So, anyway, this figure is actually pretty rad. I just have minor complaints. One, it's not the same buck as the Daredevil second season costume, right? It's not. I wish it was, because that one has double jointed elbows. This one does not. But it's still pretty awesome, okay? The elbows are really my only major complaint, but they're not super major, okay? It's the same buck that we would get with Spock, Doctor Strange, Joker. I'm sure I'm missing one or two, so again, please comment down below and let me know. But this figure is pretty cool. You do get everything else that you would want out of this version of Daredevil, despite it being not the same buck. Alright, so I've rambled on a little bit there, and, it's what I do. So, now let me talk about the figure. For starters, the costume is so Season 1. Even though the box art, as I stated earlier, is Season 3, maybe they were hoping to do something, who knows. Nobody knows what goes on behind the scenes, except for those that work behind the scenes. The figure's great, and I rewatched clips on YouTube of, say, the hallway fight scene, for example, where he's basically just throwing himself and using himself as like a rag doll to like hit the enemy. And I thought it was pretty hilarious and really, really well shot too. So the figure, again, there are flaws, but it's not anything that is going to make me not like this figure. So here's a closer look at Daredevil. And right now, I have him sporting the bloody head. This is the alternate head. So you only get 2 heads, the default and the alt. This is the one where he took a beating and he's still going because he's a machine. Really, really cool looking. I really like it. And I think the bandana came out really good. I don't know if the camera's pulling it up at all, but there's definitely a texture to the bandana. And what I like about it, the sculpt work underneath where it looks like a guy wearing this over his head. They did a great job, okay? It looks a lot like Charlie Cox. This one not as much than the default head, but it's there. You know, Mezco, they're always a little bit soft, but the sculpt work is there. You do get the hair underneath the bandana, which I think is pretty cool as well. As for the shirt, you get the red lines that you would have gotten on the shirt, you know, in the show. So pretty cool. The stitch work is hidden really nice. Also screen accurate. The leather gauntlets that he was wearing over the sleeves. And then the belt is also really cool too. I do like the grid work and the paint work. This shirt was seen before. We got the same kind of material with Blade and the Ghostbusters, as far as I remember. And then the pants are kind of the same kind of material that we got with Punisher. They are cargo pants, so you do get the 2 zip lines. They're not real zippers, but you do get that zipper line on both right and left leg. I do like the way the sheath came out for the batons. The batons came out really cool as well. As for the boots, I do like the way the sculpt work is. They really look pretty legit. There's not much going on with the back of the figure. But all in all, it's a great piece. So now let me talk about articulation and accessories. So, considering that this was an exclusive, it's kind of a bummer we didn't get more accessories. Like, I would have liked an unmasked head. That would have been really cool. But we didn't get that. We just got an alternate head, 2 other sets of hands, and his sticks. But you know what? I like the figure, and nothing is going to stop me from liking this figure. Even that little lack of accessory thing, still like it. Not gonna stop. So as for articulation, because the head and neck are one piece, you just get that down, back, side to side, you know, all the way around thing. His arms can go out about that far. All right, so about that far. There is a slight butterfly joint in here, actually. So that's pretty cool that they included that. There is a bicep swivel. Right. Actually, is it a bicep? No, I'm sorry. It's a top of the elbow joint swivel. Thought it was a bicep. Yeah, so butterfly and then the top of the elbow. Single jointed elbow. Again, that's the bummer. But you do get the full range rotation of the wrist peg. He does have an okay ab crunch. Goes back about that far. Side to side. Good range of motion, though, on the twist. And there's a really nice waist articulation. For splits, only about that far. Kicks out about that far. Back about that far. There is an upper thigh swivel. Double jointed knees, at least. So that's pretty cool. And then we do get the top of the boot that rotates. And you do get an up and down. And pretty decent ankle articulation for a Mezco. they are working on it, you know. So it's cool that it's getting better as we collect and as time goes on. You know, they're still growing. They're only around a handful of years, you know. So that's about that. Let me give you a closer look at the sticks. So these are the sticks. They have that wood grain look to it. I don't know if the camera's catching it, but there are some scratches, which are pretty cool because, you know, his sticks have been used. So there's that. And they fit really nicely into the holster. Like so. One thing I noticed is that the sticks are on his right leg in this outfit, but his left leg in the other costume. So that's pretty cool that they went with that change up. You know, like, I did not see that coming. And it took a minute to, like, I thought they might have, like, messed up. And then I went back and looked at, like, screen caps and video. And I'm like, oh, yeah, they were on that leg. So that's pretty unique. So for accessories, I know there's only a minimal. But this is the default head, because I already showed you guys the bloody one. Really looks like Charlie Cox. There's some stubble, nice paintwork. Same texture on the bandana. These are pliable, so like you can, you know, just move them. They're not gonna stay, but they're bendable, you know, well, pliable. They're not gonna hinder what you're trying to do. Okay. You do get a pair of like grabbing, throwing hands, and then the default fist out of the box. All sculpted nice, all painted nice. It's a great figure despite the lack of certain things. And then something real quick that I want to point out, and I just discovered this last night when playing. So if you guys have the reddish costume, it's more maroon or burgundy, but if you have this version of the figure, there's something pretty cool. I discovered that if you slide the cuff part out and then pop the you know, after you pop the hand off, you can actually plug on the Vigilante Daredevil hand, and you know, if you slide the fabric up like so, it actually looks pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of the costume prior to Punisher shooting him in the head, because he had black gloves on for the first episode of the season, and also the last episode of season 1. But then they went with this burgundy glove look for the rest of season 2 and Defenders. So pretty cool that you could actually interchange those. I think that's pretty cool. Considering it's a different body, that's actually pretty unique that you could do that. Yeah, pretty cool. I like these figures, okay? I think they're great. Are they perfect? No. Are they worth it? Yes. Yeah, I recommend it. 100%. Especially if you're a fan of the show, if you're a fan of Mezco, if you want to build up your MCU. You know, these were the TV cinematic figures. They still count. The single jointed elbow it's kind of weird, considering that the other version is not. But don't let that stop you from getting it. It's definitely worth it. He is a lot of fun to pose around. And it looks good when you want to make that diorama scene of him being all dark and brooding and, you know, defending in the alley. Get this figure. It's worth it. I do promise that. I'm going to wrap up now. You can follow me on all social media stuff, Twitter and Instagram at Bry_2J. And you can follow the channel at Toyz Plus on Instagram. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Later.